So, do you want to just introduce yourself? What's your name? What's your brand?
Yeah, so my name's Brandon Alden. A lot of people know me as like Whip333. My brand's Krypto Wrld, and I'm actually from a small town called Quartz Hill from California.
Sweet. So, what was the inspiration behind the name of the brand, as well as you said how people know you? How did that come about?
So before I even had my brand, I actually did TikTok.
Yeah.
And I did fashion videos on TikTok, basically just like covering underground brands.
Sweet.
And so I guess like behind the name, COVID was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And the world was like in shock. It was like, that was when everybody was buying out like the toilet paper, like the world was literally going mad.
Where you the gas station.
Yeah, for real. And crypto in Greek mythology actually means mysterious. So that's what I came about, like a mysterious world. And I feel like us humans take like the world for granted so much.
Yeah.
Like we could be in a war right now. Like who knows what the hell we could be going through? But that's basically where the name came about, because I was just taking everything for granted.
Yeah.
And we're still in this pandemic. Like
Very much so.
it's crazy.
So what made you want to start a clothing brand in the first place? Like, how has fashion been in your life?
I've always had older friends. When I was a freshman, I had a lot of friends that were in like their senior year wearing like Rick Owens and wearing archive fashion. And I also watched a lot of fashion YouTubers, and that's what really got me into like archive fashion at a young age. I'd also say that like FTP was a really big influence because they were really early on, and they had their clothes on Suicide Boys, and I listened to a lot of Suicide Boys back then. And just like Half Evil was another one that really like influenced me, and I guess Supreme was doing stuff that no other streetwear brand was doing at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say, it kind of seems like you skipped over like the hype beast into archive, and then going back to Supreme.
yeah, like Supreme has always been like, you know, when you were in high school, like
or my box logo.
Exactly. It was just a really cool era, and I just was always interested in the fact of like art and the creative process behind the book.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what made you want to get into TikTok? It sounds like you were on pretty early. So what did that look like?
You wanna know what's crazy? When I got on, the only thing that was on TikTok was dancing and fake pranks. I swear to not.
Like
I was.
musically,
Yes, bro. Literally. So my friends, a couple of my friends from hometown were like blowing up on TikTok. They told me to get on it, but they were doing like fake pranks and stuff that they really didn't like post.
Yeah.
So like they'd ask me to like have me film a video for them, and they'd be like, oh, I gotta film another video. And I'm like, bro, I actually want to do something I enjoy, you know? Because like if I mess around and blow up, like I want to do something I enjoy and like actually enjoy what I post. And that's when like I got on TikTok and started doing underground. I started with underground rap content, and then I got transitioned into like underground fashion content.
So it's safe to say you were one of like the primary rap fashion people on TikTok.
Yeah, at the time I did not see anybody post the content I post, and I feel like that's where I got a really big cult following from, because I was one of like the earliest people on.
So when you first started Krypto Wrld, did you see a lot of traction for the brand, or did it take a while?
Not necessarily, because I didn't really plug it in my videos, because I feel like the number one way to kill an account is to like over promo and shove stuff in people's faces. So I created the brand actually from Half Evil Sam. I met with him at the Absent and then his pop-up logos, and he was like, bro, you need to make a business out of this, like you have a vision. So I started it, didn't even tell anybody that it was my brand, until I had like 3,000 followers on it, and I just slowly put it in videos, like maybe once a month. But like it was good support for beginning of a brand, for sure.
Definitely. So you didn't leverage your TikTok at all when it came to your brand.
Not at first. Yeah, it was all natural, bro. It was just for me reposting it, and slowly started posting it on the TikTok, but not shoving it in people's faces or anything.
So you mentioned Half Evil, Zach at FTP, people like that. What brands would you say that you kind of look to or want to work with soon in LA?
Definitely Ransom. I got some. I think me and Ransom could do some crazy stuff. It would be a dream to work with either Half Evil or FTP because I feel like they're goats. They're literally like some of the first people who came up and started really highlighting streetwear. Yeah, so definitely. Also Menace. I love Menace. Menace is like the quality and the thoughts behind like the designs are like unheard of, bro. This is such a fire brand.
So talking about Half Evil a little bit, a lot of brands such as Half Evil, Kith is another very notable one, are starting to move into more like encompassing art when it comes to restaurants or buildings.
Bro.
Is that something that you're interested in too, kind of moving out?
Yeah, I definitely want to branch my brand out into like other things
Yeah.
because I think that's the end goal. Like just making your brand like into anything you can at the end of the day. I think that Half Evil made the restaurant. I'm gonna go eat there soon, Sam, if you watch this. But I was supposed to go to Chicago, but it ended up getting like delayed. But no, I think it's so cool. Like creating multiple businesses out of like one main business is like the end goal.
Kind of leveraging what you have.
Exactly.
And everything.
Like a restaurant, that's so
I was gonna
sick.
drive down there from Milwaukee and try it. But
And I've heard it's good too, which is so
yeah, I
sick.
heard it's really good.
Yeah, so that's definitely an end goal.
So when you first started on TikTok doing your underground rap, underground fashion, who were some of the people that were the first to notice you and kind of saw your potential very early?
Ransom, Johnny. There's like so many people, but like Menace saw it early on. Absent. There's some really big like staple streetwear brands. Half Evil, of course. I met with him down here, and he was the one who like influenced me to start really like get it cracked for sure. So definitely those 4 people. There's been like a lot of people that DM me, but those are the 4 people that I like look up to when I was younger that stood out to me.
Like mentors.
Exactly, yeah. Like I wouldn't have the thought process I have now. If it wasn't for them.
And then so you mentioned Johnny. Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with him and how you guys met?
Yeah, so actually there's this really fire videographer named Sam McGrath, and he's done videos for like Ty Fontaine, a lot of like underground artists, and he was following my content really early on. And I just saw him like my post, and I was like, when I was on Instagram, and he was like really fire, and I saw he had a DM, he's like, if you're in LA, we should link, and I was like, man, let's do it. So linked with him, and I had no idea I was going to a Tough House.
Yeah.
I had no idea. He just like gave me an address. I pulled up and I was like, bro, this house is really familiar. What the hell? And I was like, holy shit, it's the Cup House. And then I kept hanging out with Sam. Love that guy. And I met Johnny like the second time I went to the house, and he was like, bro, I know you from somewhere. And I was like, because I had some TikToks in the past that did really well for like Ransom.
Yeah.
And then we just hit it off from there. And I'd be over at their house like every day, and we'd all be like motivating each other in different ways.
Yeah.
Johnny's literally my neighbor now. Like,
oh shit.
That's like my big brother. I love that. Yeah.
So a lot of people thought that you lived in the Cup House.
Yeah,
no. Putting an end to that right now.
Yeah, I never lived there. I was just there like constantly because where I used to live in my hometown was like an hour and a half drive out to LA. Like it was really out of the way, so they'd always just invite me over and be like, "Nah, bro, stay." And then I'd stay. I was on the couch, for a little bit, but
so not quite big time, but
exactly. I was just there on the couch.
Definitely. So do you want to talk a little bit about how your most recent capsule collection went and how that dropped over for you?
Bro, it was so crazy. I literally cried that night, actually. I'm not lying, I cried that night. Like, so I have a Discord server, and I give early access out to people, sometimes just to like give other people that maybe didn't have the chance to get something. And I posted like, I remember it was 10 a.m. because I was dropping noon. And I was like, who wants early access? And literally, like, I couldn't, my phone was like,
just notifications.
Yeah, bro. It was literally like, I'd see someone's message really quick and then it'd disappear by like 30 messages. And it just made me realize the support that I have behind it so early on. It's like awesome. And I remember like crying that night, bro. Like, it was crazy. But I did the most orders I've ever done by like ×2 of a drop. And it was just growing like crazy. And I
That's
had
great.
so much support, bro, and it was really cool. Yeah, it was definitely the best drop I've ever made.
And then one of the most notable pieces from that capsule is the knit sweater.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about like the inspiration behind that.
The thing that's actually crazy is I always wanted to do a knit sweater because I don't know, I've been seeing like Capital drop knit sweaters and like a whole bunch of these brands drop knits and they were just so fire. I feel like they're just now starting to get really popular. But someone from my Discord actually sent me a rough mock-up of the purple knit sweater.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like brought to life yet, but it was just like a concept and I was like, I'm gonna do something with this. And I just really wanted to make a sweater that was like simple, but also like caught people's eyes. And that's why I did that like really weird purple colorway on it. So I thought it was like kind of a goofy colorway, but it definitely will catch some eyes. And you can still wear it with a lot of outfits. Yeah, and then the Cry logo all over it, like on different sections. I feel like all over it's really cool, but it's overused a lot now, and it can look good, but it's overused a lot.
What makes it free.
Exactly, yeah, but that's why I placed it like in just random parts of the sweater, because I thought it'd just be like, it looks weird, but it looks cool at the same time. That's just why I did that.
And the sweater was pretty famously worn by Cash Army, if you want to talk about
So
how that came about.
yeah, I actually met Cash Gami's manager at the Crash Pythia pop-up.
Oh, like
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because those are my boys, like full support. And I was just chilling out front because there's so many people in there, and I just need to go outside and get some air, like got a drink or something. And I was just talking to this guy out front. He's like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I own a brand." He's like, "What's it called?" And it was Krypto Wrld. I told him it was Krypto Wrld. He's like, "Bro, like I've heard of you like several people. I was literally about to DM you the other night." I was like, "Oh shit, that's sick." And then come to find out after that, he told me that he manages Cash Dami and like a few other artists. And I'm like, "Bro, like I listen to Cash Dami, like that's so sick." So about 3 or 4 days later, I pull up to FaZe Bank's house, and Cash Dami is doing a huge stream with this streamer named Speed. He has like over 2 mil on YouTube, like he's a grinder. And I brought them like a little bit of clothes because I didn't have that much of the time.
Some stuff.
Yeah, exactly, a little bit of the stock. And then I go home that night, my DMs are flooding like crazy. And it's like, "Bro, check Speed stream, Cash Dami's wearing your full zip." And I was like, holy shit. Because I wouldn't have known if I didn't check my DMs, but like, even some of my like hometown homies were hitting me up because they watched it. And then I was like, damn, like I literally gave it to him that night and he threw it on. And he still, that was the full zip. That wasn't even a sweater.
That's not before the
Yeah, that was before the sweater. That was the full zip. And he wore it constantly. Like there's TikTok videos of him wearing that full zip with like 500,000 likes. It was crazy. And then they hit me up a week later and they're like, "Bro, we're fiending. Like we need more. We need more. Like everyone loves it. Cash loves it." And I was like, "All right, bet." So then have them pull up to the warehouse, actually owned with Johnny. We own like a warehouse, and then we just gave him a whole bunch of crypto ransom pieces. And then Cash like saw the sweater and he's like, "Bro, this is so fire." And I only had one at the time. It was a sample. I had one in purple and one in green, and it was a sample piece. Like I didn't have it anymore. So I literally took product shots for it there at the warehouse and then just gave it to him. Yeah, and I gave his manager the other sample, the cream one. That one hasn't dropped yet. I may drop it, but so then yeah, and he's been wearing it ever since.
Wow.
And he actually modeled for it too because he liked it so much. So I was like,
And that shows too, like how small LA is. Like,
no, dude, everybody knows everybody somehow, some way. LA's huge, but it's really small, as you know.
And I feel like you're always like 1 or 2 degrees away from whoever you want to be.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, you literally just have to work more than the average person.
Exactly.
And I know a lot of people say that, but it's actually like, that's reality. If you work more than the average person does, then you're gonna get further than the average person. And that's what I feel like it just paid off.
Yeah. So moving away from Krypto Wrld a little,
Yeah.
what would you say right now is like your Mount Rushmore brand, like your top 4 or 5?
There's so many. There's so many. I'd have to say one is definitely Capital.
Yeah.
Capital, the concepts, the thoughts behind design.
Are you a fan of the denims?
Oh yes, I love Capital denim too. I actually have the gemstone ones that go up the side. Yeah, no, Capital is really expensive, but it's definitely worth every single penny.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely say Capital is one. Also Menace, I'm wearing it right now, but I touched on them a little bit before, but Menace just has really good quality, like some of the best quality in the upcoming brands for sure. Everything they do is like cut and sewn. Like bro, they literally have a gold coin in the zip.
Sewn into the and the zippers on the back and everything.
Yeah, like the quality is crazy. So definitely Menace. I'd say my friend Proper Etiquettes. He's also like we came up at the same time, and he was the one who actually really helped me like with shipping and just any questions I had.
Yeah.
He makes really cool pieces. He just did a really cool like handmade fitted hat, and it's brown with a pink underbrim. Like it's all made from scratch. Super sick. It's bro, fitteds are becoming so popular, and it's cool because I grew up playing baseball, so like I love fitteds.
So we talked about the sweater. Now let's talk about the Rebirth full zip hoodie. I know that went pretty crazy on
that. Was one of the craziest things I've done. I liked it, but I didn't like it that much, you know? But like everyone loved it. Actually, me and my friend James were at the warehouse just screwing around designing. And I dropped zip-ups in the past that like sold well that I really liked, but I haven't done a full zip yet. And full zips were just starting to like gain traction again. Obviously big, like paved the way for that. Yeah, but really just I wanted to do a really solid full zip because there wasn't really any at the time. Because there's not really blanks for them. Like you gotta get them cut and sewn or.
And like in the culture, they weren't really a big thing at all. It was either hoodies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
more of just like pretty much or sweaters or something. So we were just chilling designing, and I was like, bro, it's literally perfect. Crypto is like 6 letters. So I was like, I'm gonna do KRY and then PTO. It'd be good split, and I could do embroidery. And I was like, I want to screw around and mess with the R, and I made the R and then reversed it. So it was like K and the R was backwards. And I was like, this looks good. Now I gotta do something with the PTO. Because like if you screw with one thing, you gotta screw with another thing. So for the T on the PTO, I did a cross. And crosses are cool, but I had to like get a cross that wasn't chrome heartsy.
Yeah, you don't want to put like the chrome hearts cross right in the middle because if someone sees that right in the middle of the full zip, like you're gonna know what it is.
I just don't want to even be anywhere near the chrome hearts cross because like that's the thing. I feel like a lot of brands, like I'm not dissing or nothing, because obviously like everyone has their own creativity, but if so many people just use that cross, it's like used, man. So I got a good looking cross.
Yeah, a lot of the time whenever you see a cross on like a full zip or a hoodie, like especially in LA, a lot of people's mind instantly goes towards chrome heart. So it's a pretty good idea to keep that on.
Exactly.
Change the look of it.
And that's why I definitely did not go with the cross with like chrome hearts.
Oh, that's gothic.
Exactly, yeah. It looks more like what's the word for it? I don't know. I guess like religious kind of. I didn't mean to put it that way, but some people took it that way. And I was like, nah, I should just
like a little more of like the not rounded edges.
Exactly, yeah. So I put that for the PTO on the right side of the hoodie.
Yeah.
And I warped the same cross and put it on the face because I thought it'd just be really cool. Because people always, I feel like there was a certain code that people would stick to when dropping gold zips, and it'd be like they put ears on it or they put eyes on it, and I just wanted to put a different figure on it, just like an object, because I thought it'd be cooler. And then the back print was actually inspired from an old Vivian Westwood piece. She goes crazy, and she's insane. And it was inspired partly from when Playboy Cardi wore it for his album cover. And I saw that design, and I was just getting more into depth of like old BB designs. I found one, I was like, oh bro, I definitely need to take inspiration from this. And then that was the back grade.
Yeah, and then so going from that sounds like a very defining moment in your style.
Yeah, no, it definitely developed a whole new fan base just off of that one piece. It was insane.
So going from that into the future, where do you see Krypto Wrld going? What designs do you see in the future? What mediums do you see?
There's so much stuff that I haven't even touched yet, and I'm so excited. I really want to start implementing more cut and sew into my drops because I feel like it's just, you don't have a limit. Like you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want to take.
Exactly. Like you could make something up from the ground that's so creative, and chances are it's gonna come out fire and just different. So yeah, definitely a lot more kind of sew stuff.
It's nice to know that if you buy a blank, even if it's your own design, it could have been it's done before. That
Exactly. That blank's been used by so many people. Like cut and sew it, you literally own it. It's got a whole new level of creativity to it. And I want to start just having drops that anybody could cop, no matter where you work, how much money you make. I'm trying to implement that cut and sew for the people who want to spend money on quality, and have those crazy pieces, but also do affordable stuff for people maybe who can't afford the cut and sew stuff but still want to support. So just have a whole bunch of different alleys. Yeah.
So as of now, what would you say your favorite piece to date that you've made is?
It goes through seasons, I'll make something and I'll like it, and then 2 months later I'll be like, man,
that's all.
Yeah, exactly. It just goes through different seasons. The best thing that I think I've made, it's really simple too. I did this UV t-shirt and it had a puff print border, and it had just the Cry logo, and it changed the color blue on the front. And on the back, it was the same puff print border UV, and it said surviving the world in negativity. And that turned purple. So it was really cool, and I feel like the message on the shirt is why I like it so much. I feel like in this world there's so much hatred built up in people, and so much negative stuff. If we were just more positive towards one another, the world would be such a better place. So the fact that people like that shirt was awesome, because it got my message across. So yeah, that's my favorite piece right now. But it could probably change a month later, who knows?
It's so what's your favorite season to design for? Do you like fall, winter more? Do you like spring, summer?
I feel like fall, winter is, you could get so much more creative with fabrics. I really want to do some really cool flannels, and mess with patterns and stuff, and denim jackets, and I feel like I'm just going crazy for fall, winter.
I love fall, winter, especially when I help brands design clothing lines.
Yeah.
I always imagine everything that you design layered.
Yeah, bro, exactly. I don't know. I just have a certain love for hoodies and and I feel like it's gonna go crazy. Exactly, yeah, bro. I just love outerwear, and I feel like you could really emphasize on outerwear.
So if you could pick one or two people in the future that you want to see on this couch in these interviews, who would you say we should go to next?
You should definitely hit up Venice. Steven has a really inspiring story. The designs he does, he's crazy. He's a really huge inspiration. I know that he's inspired people like me to do my craft. So yeah, you should definitely get Steven on here from Venice. And I say Proper Etiquettes too. That's James, the one who helped me design the rebirth full zip. He's a Photoshop wizard, bro. He's done some stuff on Photoshop that I've never seen anybody do in all my tutorials learning. He's just bro, yeah, exactly. He's you can just click this, bro, and it
just makes exactly what you want.
Yeah, he's really, and he also interns for Menace, or no, he works for Menace now. Yeah. So they're both kind of tied together, but they're great people, and the designs they do and how quick they do it. Oh my gosh. Proper, his Photoshop wizard, he'll design some of the craziest work I've ever seen in 5 minutes. It's ridiculous. A speed run. I'm
it's producers making these beats in
exactly, yeah.
Take me a year to make.
Exactly, no, 100%. Proper and
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming on here.
Of course.
Always a pleasure.
Krypto Wrld, check it out.
Yes, sir.